Hey everybody, I just want to do a quick video update about the grant proposal. I still think we're on page to have our finished product next Thursday, but we're a little bit further behind than I thought we were at this point. So I spent about 2 or 3 hours tinkering with it today, so I think we've got a pretty good format. It's just going to need a lot of work over the next week. If you have any time over the weekend that you want to work on this to get those internship hours, that is much appreciated. If everybody could plan to at least put some time in on Monday, at least an hour or so if you can, maybe two, that would be great. I'll make sure to get back on here Monday. Flex team, we could use an extra pair of hands if you all want to hop in here. And I'm just going to kind of go through where things are at. So I flushed out the paper quite a bit. I really spent a lot of time writing out the project. I spent most of my time on that and on our goals and objectives. You'll notice I put a bunch of comments in here. So these are general notes of things that we need to work on. If you hop on here and you do any work, please make sure that track changes is on at this point. We want to have that on so that I can check that when I get back. I can see what's different. And if you address any of the comments, make sure to respond to that comment and say, I worked on it. Or just a response with just an X, so I know to look at it. It doesn't need to be lengthy, just so I know that that's being addressed and I can come through, check the work and delete the comments, and we can clean up this document, because right now it's pretty messy. Some of this is spots we need citations, so we just need to do a little homework, find a citation that fits, but then in there throw it on our reference page. And some of it is me going, I don't know how the flow here, some of the wording, especially here in the beginning, it's more edity type stuff. As we go on, I bring stuff up like, maybe we could use another paragraph. You can share your thoughts on that. You can try to draft one. Things like that would be very helpful. Or this paragraph needs to be flushed out. It might need a couple more sentences or something like that. Goals and objectives is the other area I really tried to overhaul. So as you work in the other sections, please make sure that you at least read the first two. Read the project, read the goals and objectives, because that should give a really clear idea of how I'm thinking about this. Some of this still needs some work, specifically in this intro paragraph here, but I really tried to lay down, here's some exact measurable numbers of what we're looking to do here. Potential impact needs a lot of work. I got a lot of comments. If you notice, sometimes I just kind of threw in these bullet points, and here I try to make a note of what that is. That's a bullet point, something that probably needs to be its own paragraph. And stuff we need to write out. I might have some comments, it definitely needs an intro. Think of each section as a little paper. A 1 or 2 page paper you'd write for a class or something like that. That's a really good way to look at it. We need to make sure we have theses, topic sentences, that we're writing in that type of structure. Grant language is very similar to academic language, so we're going to be looking at it in a similar way. I try to pose questions that can help fill this information out. Here's another one. Each of these kind of needs at least a really fleshed out sentence or two or a paragraph. Sustainability. One thing that we need to focus on, how are we going to pay for it? And I try to highlight that. This is going to be through insurance funding, Medicaid, Medicare reimbursement, connecting clients to insurance so that they can pay for treatment, as well as seeking out grant opportunities. We need to explain that a little bit here so that they know what we're thinking. And then we'll break down our jobs. We probably want to create a separate job description for the IBTC manager for who's running that. But something we don't really have, and we want to make sure that these chunks are really in narrative format, that it kind of reads narratively. Tasks, I started working on this and breaking down. They each probably need subtasks, right? Like 1A, 1B, 1C. We need to expand on that. So if you've been around and picked up on that already knowledge, feel free to take a crack at that there. This is definitely a good thesis for barriers, right? Those challenges are going to be accessibility, literacy, security, and diversity. We need to expand on each of those. Here's what that issue is, here's what it means, and here's how we plan to address it. Collaboration that's between IBTC and primary care. But we want to flesh out and make sure we have a full paragraph on that, but we're also going to have collaboration with the community health workers. And those are individuals that can help our clients gain insurance access, can help them navigate some other challenges. Christy and Allie are who runs that. It might be worth sending them a message if somebody wants to go, hey, Christy, Allie, can you kind of describe to me what you do for clients? And then you can probably copy and paste what they wrote, put that here to start working on it. Evaluation, I think, looks pretty good. It still needs some edits, but this is one of our stronger sections right now. I tried to give it a little bit more structure. I played with the formatting a little bit. Some of it's a little wordy at points. We need to really work on how we're going to define success. Um, and we need to, I tried to make some notes of, we need to bring in the 3 types of discharge. I tried to do a bit of a rough explanation of that. I put in those numbers that we're looking for, but we want to readdress some of that here. One thing I noted, we talk about in the goals that we want to craft this as a template. What we're creating is a template so that we can make other telehealth programs for the agency. That's not something we talk about here, but I think is we need to at least weave in. It doesn't need to be a major theme, but that, we want to note all the way through this that we're creating something that is a functional artifact that can be used to reproduce this with other programs at the agency. So like I said, I think that there's still quite a bit of work to be done, but I feel positive that we can have this ready by next Thursday. I want to be done when we meet next Thursday, or when we meet next Thursday, all we're doing is finishing edits kind of that afternoon, maybe a bit Friday morning, but I want to not pick this up again. Or actually, what I'll do Friday is I'm going to send this off and get some other thoughts on it. I'm going to show it to Kale. I'm going to show it to a couple peers. Then we might have another round of edits for it, and then we'll wrap this up. And I'll get it to our grant writer so we can start trying to produce some initial revenue for the program. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm not working over the weekend, but if you have any questions and you really need some help with it, you can tag me on a note on Teams, and that should pop me, and I'll answer when I can. And try to give you a little bit of a response, but I can't get in the document or anything like that. So, okay, thank you all for everything that you've been doing. I'm excited to see where this moves forward. Like I said, I'll plan on Monday afternoon, hopping in about to another 2 hours. So if everybody can get back in there for at least an hour or two before then, that would be greatly appreciated. Then we'll meet Tuesday morning. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I made a meeting for Tuesday morning. I would like it if everybody can make it, as well as the Flex group. Please come to that meeting if you can. So we can talk about the next couple of days and where we're going to go and how we're going to knock this out. And I'll have edited Monday night, so we're really ready for that. So have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you all soon.